I think we've seen quite a few unique decks today. The tournament meta feels really varied for this particular expansion. And it's
Every class
insane.
is represented. Every single class is represented today.
So there it is. We've got Shadow Dragon on the side of Meow944. And again, Dragon gets...
double
Dragon,
non-dragon?
everybody's just letting Dragon through. This Contenders Cup's insane. What's going on? Please help. I need an adult.
Yeah,
double non-dragon ban. EXO, do you know why that might have happened?
Well, let's take a look. So Meow has Mid Shadow and Aether Aegis. An interesting Aether Aegis list that we'll get into if we need to, but obviously getting banned. So I think Akamarured was just like, you know what? Aegis is really good against my lineup, and I don't want to play against it, and I feel like I can beat PDK with my PDK, and my Mid Shadow is actually tuned to beat PDK. That's the only thing that can be going on in my head.
What in the world? Mid-range Shadow, and you don't ban PDK Dragon.
It's definitely weird. And on Akamarured's side of the board, I mean, he's playing with D-Shift, right? And letting PDK through. But obviously that D-Shift getting banned out, which is also an interesting choice. I guess that's because Meow was playing Aegis, didn't know the Aegis was going to get banned. So banned out the D-Shift, so...
He probably assumed his PDK would get banned. I think both these players made the ban assuming PDK would get banned.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's what you would assume, right? Like, it's a natural tendency to do so. But in any case, we get to see PDK on both sides, but not the mirror matchup.
This is... Well, we could see a mirror. It's possible.
We could. It's possible. Yeah. But if Akamarured wins this game, then I think he actually gets a huge advantage because he doesn't have to skate by and play like a 50-50 coin flip type of matchup.
Right. Exactly. This is gonna... Oh my gosh, this is... I'm flabbergasted. I've lost words.
It's interesting, and they're both doing well. Akamarured is no slouch as far as preparation is concerned, so he definitely knows what he's doing. But yeah, like you said, very interesting to see this happen. In any case, Akamarured, plenty of ramp, no PDKs yet, but does have a Forte.
Setting up that Squasher to get Fire Lizard. Fire Lizard dead. Yeah.
So maybe even forcing an Evo out of Meow, knowing that that's a possibility, or maybe Meow just doesn't care. Plays out of Saris, heals back up. Again, very hard to deal with, as you mentioned before.
Drew into double Dragoon Scyther, which do have Bane, but they cannot go into a series without dying if they don't evolve, so... Okay, Catacomb is a pretty good setup to a Fire Lizard, and he evolves it anyway. Wow, okay.
Yep, he's like, you know what? No Fire Lizard freebies for you. Get out of here. I like it being offensive, too. Offensive Evo when the board is clear against PDK, I feel like is the right direction. Especially putting 3 defense on a follower so that everything just doesn't immediately die to a PDK trigger.
Exactly. Did draw Staircase, though, for Akamarured, so he has many more options than he did last turn. He could choose to set up Staircase. There's no way he enhances it. I doubt it.
I doubt it. Honestly speaking, yeah, I was going to say Forte is a really sweet play. The reason I say that is because there's only one Shadow on the side of Meow, so Death's Breath can't be put out in front of Forte. And if there isn't an immediate answer to this in Zombie Party or Soul Squasher, which doesn't really have an option because there's not enough shadows for it, this Forte can literally just win the game by itself.
You're right. Yeah, this
like,
is actually...
This plus double Scyther is just like lethal already.
Akamarured with the... Oh my gosh. The aggression.
This is an important thing to note for you players out there playing against Shadow. If they can't Soul Squash you, Zombie Party is quite literally the only thing... Well, I guess that's not true. Lurching Corpse combos as well.
Lurching Corpse.
But, yeah, but Zombie Party is the most straightforward answer to it. And if they don't have it, you just win the game.
Right. He found the corpse. That's just the game. Wow. He found the corpse, but it's too late. Like... Can't be attacked. Oh, no.
Yep.
Wow. Soul Conversion would be fine here, but he doesn't have it.
Nope.
That's just the game. Akamaru.
Look at this!
God.
Finger guns. Akamarured knowing exactly what he needs to do and getting it done.
Akamarured, holy.
Now shaking his head there as well, just like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. 13 damage face. Let's go. Already a game up.
Yeah, just sliding right into these. We didn't see his earlier matchups, but Akamarured not slowing
Dragon,
down.
everybody. This is why we
Yes.
banned Dragon.
Yes, it can just beat you. Let alone having all this value.
Yeah, let alone all the value. You could just die.
And now Mid Shadow against two decks, namely PTK, and Meow is also bringing Mid Shadow. So a Mid Shadow mirror, perhaps, unless he decides to switch over to PTK here.
Unless he's encouraged by Akamarured to switch to PDK.
Right, exactly. Oh, so this is how you win that matchup. Got it.
Oh, looks like a mirror match. Okay, so this will be a much slower game, as Shadow doesn't have that kind of potential, right?
That's right. That's right. You can win as early as turn 7 with Ektar. It is possible, but it's not likely.
Right. And while Forte is technically, a turn 7 play, it's a 7 drop, but it's not a turn 7 play because he had 7 play points because of ramp, so.
Right, exactly. Plus, you can technically play it earlier. It just has the ability to be attacked at that point.
Which means it's bad, Exo. Duh. Come on.
No, this can be fine. It can be fine.
Duh. Demon Eater on curve here to hit this Skull Beast. 7 drop curves for Akamarured.
I'm always like 50-50 with that play. I'm just like, do I really want to give up board presence? But then again, I'm not adding board presence, so I don't really change anything. It's kind of weird.
You get up a card. You go up one card. You get rid of your 1/2 that would have died anyway, so.
And yeah, Chimera on curve here. And just being on the play when you have a nice curve like this is just really good to start generating your shadows early, which comes into play a little bit later if you have access to the first Death's Breath or the first Ektar or something like that. It could matter a lot. But of course, in this matchup, it's not always correct to play Ektar first. Usually it's the person with the last Ektar that kind of takes over the game, if they just trade boards back and forth forever.
Right, because Ektar is really good at trading into Ektar.
Yes, it is. And evolution orbs are very important in this matchup. 1, to play around Soul Squashers, and 2, because it really is just a board trade type of matchup. And if you don't have that Evo point the turn that you need it, you're talking about a ton of extra damage that you didn't want to take.
Bone Chimera into Bone Chimera. Cerberus, an interesting card. Only, I think, it was a 1-of, so...
Not sure if we were looking at Akamarured's deck. I think we were looking at Akamarured's. He's only playing 1 Cerb. Meow might be playing more.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
As a matter of fact, while we're doing this, I'm going to use my handy-dandy computer.
Handy-dandy
computer. Meow is playing any more Cerbs and or Phantom Hells.
Popping all of the Bone Chimeras. Okay.
No, just 1 Cerb. 1 Cerb.
Interesting. Okay. Using Belinus there. Meow, pretty clustered with late game plays also, but he does have Cerberus next turn, so he's fine.
Yep, and Ceres honestly just goes a long way to just extending the game even more, than it did before. A lot of times it was just board trade into board trade, but now Shadow has the heal, so can extend these games even longer.
Akamarured, I doubt he double zombie parties here. Oh my gosh, he does.
Wow.
And
does an Evo to push more face
double
damage.
Zombo.
So essentially
I guess he's
just saying, I don't want free
shadows,
value.
saving stats. Yeah.
My opponent gets no free value this game, won't allow it. Using both zombie parties means he won't have zombie parties for the turn 7 plays to replenish his board.
Well, to be fair, he's got double Thane Eater, so...
It's true, and a Death's Breath.
Got plenty of 7 plays already.
Death's Breath into Thane has always been a weird play to me too, because they both represent 3 board slots, and if your opponent doesn't really have something to deal with it immediately, you kind of lose some value out of the Thane, but I guess that probably doesn't matter if you have a full board.
I've always actually felt the opposite. I feel like Death's Breath, your opponent will be pressured to clear because they fear Eater, and then you debate them into Thane, right?
Good old Thane, yep. That's
yeah.
Fair. Yeah, like Evoing the Cerb feels bad in many different ways.
Right.
I don't think
just
that's
gets
going to be the play. Yeah.
However, not evolving it allows Akamarured to get a pretty good board spot.
It's true. It's true, but using that Precious Evolution Orb, he's already used one where Akamarured has not used any yet. We'll put Akamarured into just an even stronger position as we go into the late game.
That is true.
However, Meow has a ton of cards, so that's also something.
Meow is very ahead in cards.
Alright, so no other plays here. Might even Evo phase here.
No,
nope.
Never. Never Evo phase. Come on.
I'm just in a smork mood today. I'm in a smork mood today, Envy, okay? I just want to smork, alright?
Yeah, but I mean, in a faction that can't top deck Forte, I don't think that's really what you can do.
Look, okay, smork is always the answer, at least for today.
So if we see Death's Breath down to answer Death's Breath, I'm going to feel like I'm back in 2016 again.
Pretty much, yes. That's exactly how it goes. And then, yeah, like you said, Thane to follow this up is just going to give damage advantage to Akamarured, another board, and then a possible Ektar lethal on the following turn. So Akamarured definitely in the driver's seat here. If the game goes
on the
long,
play.
however,
That's what happens naturally. So
sure. But if the game does go longer, I feel like Meow has a lot more tools to extend the game. He still has both of his Serb tokens, still has Zombie Party, has an Ektar of his own, so definitely not sweating too much just yet. But not having a Saris here is actually pretty important. Like, having a Saris in the early Evo turns, I feel like greatly helps you because it forces your opponent to actually have a Soul Squasher or an Evo point to deal with it immediately. And because Shadow's followers aren't that big, you might not even have a follower that can kill Saris if it's evolved.
Goes for the Zombie Party. He might be popping Mimi. Double Zombie Party Mimi. Oh, Lurching Corpse Evolve. Okay, so we're saving Mimi, but we're losing an Evolve Orb here. To full clear the board. Wow.
So both players giving up all their zombie parties before turn 7. Interesting. Oh, never mind.
But I mean, this is exactly what I talked about. Jebaited. Here comes Thane.
Yep.
You wipe my board? Okay, I don't care. Thane. So.
And a backup Thane just in case. So the play here has to be clear out a white, and then honestly play a Death's Breath, right? And then clear out the other white. And then leave the Thane in play, which feels bad, but at least you take minimal damage that way.
That's true. Realistically, Eekter could full clear.
Yeah. That's not realistically what you want to be doing with it this early.
Maybe.
It's not the
you are
worst
going
play.
second. Popular Last Evolve doing that, though.
Yep. This is a very hard decision for Meow to make here. He's got a lot of options here.
This is
my personal choice. I think I would Coco. Coco's the damage one, right? I always forget those.
Mimi is the damage. Coco is the buff.
Right. So Mimi the white, play Death's Breath, Evo into the other white, pass, and then if there's another board that happens, then I use my Ektar. Just so I take minimal damage from these whites, because honestly speaking, without a Saris in hand, I'm afraid of my life total dipping even further while my opponent's at 20 when we're in this mirror matchup.
Goes for the full clear.
Okay. Again, we'll have to use his last Evo to full clear if he wishes.
It also puts the shadows pretty low.
Pretty low. Means Death's Breath will not have ward anytime soon. Actually, that's not true. He can go Mimi and Coco if he wants to.
Yeah. Mimi can trigger it if Eekter dies, so... Okay. Zombie Party is almost amazing here.
Almost amazing. Yeah, you could Zombie Party.
It's almost amazing.
Into Skull Beast, Evo the Skull Beast to kill, and then play the White King afterwards to set up a big board protected by wards when my opponent only has 4 shadows.
Or Eekter back. Okay. Eekter back into White King's fine also, I think. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I don't mind his play at all.
Save your Evolve that way also. So.
I like this. And yeah, there is a possible Death's Breath here, but of course Death's Breath not that imposing against a board full of big dudes. Lots of big dudes.
Lots of big dudes.
That's right. Little tiny dudes, but big dudes also. And Thane honestly might even just push even more damage with the ward being left over and things like that. So
he goes for the Mimi on the 2/2 into the Death's Breath, so he's got wards, but ugh. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I just trade the 1/2 and play Thane and just play that game for a while. Just too much value to give up. You can even zombie party on the bottom end if you want to.
This is interesting. You have a few ways of playing this out. Soul converting the 1/2 into zombie party also wasn't that bad.
No, not a bad play either. Okay, so opts for neither of the plays.
Okay.
Instead of opting to set up a prince here. Saving his evolution
I think soul
orb yet
conversion.
again.
Soul conversion is gonna happen, right? On something. No. Okay, doesn't go for it. All right.
It's not. That's a very interesting line of play. So could have used his Eva orb to push more damage to face, but decides to save it. And in doing so, that Soul Squasher doesn't get any value, and there's not really anything to stop anything in the hand of Meow right now.
Right. This is actually just amazing for Akamarured.
Very well played turn. Very safe.
Oh my gosh, he sniped the Ether. Best possible roll.
But I don't
He
think
found a
Akamarured
second
is
Death's
even
Breath.
threatened anymore. Oh, okay.
My god!
Okay.
No!
Here's the finger guns.
No, Meow shaking his head. No, not like this. No.
He's not gonna like when he sees the replay either. That was a top
Oh
deck.
my god, he's got the finger guns going. Oh! This guy is in there! He is in there! Akamarured the 2-0. He's not even at his computer anymore!
He just left.
Where'd you go?
Japan right now. Actually leaving to Japan right now. Oh
He's
my
going to
God.
Japan. Yeah, he's already there. He's already in Japan, actually. That top deck was disgusting. Now, he was already, like, way ahead, right? That was definitely just like
There could have been a turning point where that second Death's Breath came out and kind of just halted what Akamarured was doing, because he was kind of out of cards. And